Welcome to Fun English Daily. Get ready, everyone, because this story will take you on an exciting adventure. Let the story begin. After 5 very bad days, the fighting has finally stopped. Thailand and Cambodia are two countries in Southeast Asia. They are neighbors, but for 5 days they fought a deadly war at their border. Now they have a ceasefire. A ceasefire is an important promise to stop all fighting immediately and without conditions. This agreement came after the leaders from both countries met for emergency talks. The talks happened in another country, Malaysia. Malaysia helped them find a solution to end the violence. The leaders of Thailand and Cambodia shook hands in front of everyone. This was a good sign and a moment of hope for peace. But the situation is still very difficult and tense. The peace feels fragile, like something that can break very easily. Many people are not sure if this peace will last for a long time. The problems between the two countries are old and very deep. For many years there have been arguments and small fights. The short war caused a lot of harm and sadness. At least 38 people died because of the shooting and bombing. The fighting also created a big problem for normal people living near the border. Almost 300,000 people had to leave their homes. They had to run to safe places like special centers because of the danger. Now, with the ceasefire, the loud sounds of war are quiet, but nobody knows for how long. The future is very uncertain. This new peace is just a first step. The journey to a real lasting peace will be long and very difficult for everyone involved till the fighting starts. The road to war began in May 2025. It did not start with a big battle. It started with a small fight between soldiers at the border. A Cambodian soldier died in this fight. This area is where the borders of Thailand, Cambodia, and Laos meet. After the soldier died, both countries sent more military forces to the border. The situation became very tense. Everyone was worried about what could happen next. In June, the situation got worse because of a phone call. The old leader of Cambodia, Hun Sen, shared a secret recording. The recording was a phone call with the Prime Minister of Thailand at that time. In the call, she seemed to say bad things about a Thai army commander. When people in Thailand heard the recording, it created a big political problem. This made the Thai government weak and the relationship with Cambodia even more difficult. The problem continued to grow in July. A Thai soldier was badly hurt when he stepped on a landmine near the border. He lost a leg. The Thai government was very angry. They said Cambodian soldiers put the dangerous landmine there. Cambodia said this was not true. The two countries stopped talking to each other in a friendly way. On July 23rd, Thailand told the Cambodian ambassador to leave the country. Cambodia did the same thing and sent the Thai ambassador home. This was a very serious step. The very next day, the real war began. On July 24th, fighting erupted near an old temple on the disputed border. At first, soldiers used small guns, but the fighting quickly escalated. It became a big battle with heavy weapons. Cambodia fired many rockets into Thailand. In reply, the Thai Air Force sent its F-16 fighter jets. The jets bombed Cambodian military targets. The small border problem was now a full and dangerous war. 3 people in danger. The fighting between Thailand and Cambodia was very bad for people. The human cost was high. In just 5 days, at least 38 people died. Many of these were not soldiers. They were civilians living near the border. 13 civilians died in Thailand, and 8 civilians died in Cambodia. Hundreds more people were hurt by the rockets and bombs. Families lost their homes and their loved ones. The areas near the border became too dangerous. People had to run for their lives. Almost 300,000 people were forced to leave their homes. They did not know when they could return. In some villages, bombs destroyed houses completely. Towns that were usually busy with people and shops became quiet ghost towns. The only vehicles on the roads belonged to the army. People who left their homes went to special safe places called evacuation centers. But life there was difficult. People felt scared and worried. They had to wait in long lines to get food. They all wanted the fighting to stop so they could go home. A 54-year-old Thai woman said, "I want to go to my children. I want them to cease firing so that I can go home." A Cambodian farmer said his family was in misery and did not have enough food. The war also created big problems for the economy. Thailand and Cambodia normally do a lot of business together, but during the fighting, the 5 main border crossings were closed. This stopped all trade and hurt many businesses. The conflict was also bad for tourism. Tourism is very important for the economies of both countries. Leaders were worried that news of a war would scare visitors away. This would mean less money and fewer jobs for local people, making a bad situation even worse for old problems. The problems at the border between Thailand and Cambodia are not new. They are very old and complicated. The fighting started because of issues from more than 100 years ago. These old problems make it difficult to find peace today. The story begins in 1904 with a treaty. A treaty is an official agreement between countries. This treaty was between Siam, which is now called Thailand, and French Indochina. The plan was to create a clear border between the two territories. A special group was made to mark this new border. However, this group never finished its important work. Because of this, long parts of the 800-kilometer border were never officially marked. This unfinished job from the past causes big problems now. Thailand and Cambodia cannot agree on the correct borderline. They use different old maps to support their ideas. Cambodia believes the old maps made by the French are right, but Thailand uses its own different maps and says they are more correct. They both disagree about which maps to follow. Another serious problem is national pride. People in both Thailand and Cambodia have very strong feelings about their country. For them, the idea of losing any land, even a very small piece, is a big deal. It feels like a national humiliation. This strong pride makes it very difficult for the leaders of the countries to find a compromise. A compromise is when each side gives up a little to make an agreement. This is not the first time the two countries have fought over their border. There was serious fighting between 2008 and 2011. That conflict was about an ancient temple called Phra Vire. In 1962, an international court said the temple belongs to Cambodia. But the fighting still happened years later. Those clashes killed more than 30 people and forced thousands of families to leave their homes. 5 important people. To understand the war, we must look at the leaders of Cambodia and Thailand. Their decisions and the politics inside their countries are very important. The problems were not just about the border. They were also about the people in power. Hun Manet is the Prime Minister of Cambodia. He is 47 years old. He became the leader in August 2023. Before him, his father, Han Son, was the Prime Minister for almost 40 years. This was a big change in Cambodia as power moved from a father to his son. Han Manet went to school in other countries. He studied at West Point in the United States and got his PhD from a university in the United Kingdom. Before he was a politician, he was a 4-star general in the Cambodian army. People watched to see if he would be a different kind of leader from his father. In Thailand, the leader during the fighting was Phumtham Wichai Chai. He was the acting prime minister. This means he was a leader for a short time because the real prime minister, Paetongtarn Shinawatra, was suspended by a court. Mr. Phumtham is 71 years old and a very experienced politician. He is a trusted member of the Pheu Thai Party, which is the party of the powerful Shinawatra family. Because the government in Thailand was not stable, it was a difficult time to be the leader. Hun Sen is maybe the most powerful person in Cambodia, even though he is not the prime minister anymore. He is Hun Manet's father. He was a leader of Cambodia for 38 years, from 1985 to 2023. Today, he is the head of the Senate and the leader of the ruling political party. He still has a lot of influence. Hun Sen was very involved in the problems with Thailand. He shared a private phone call that caused a political crisis in Thailand. This event helped lead to the Thai Prime Minister being suspended. The politics inside both countries made the border problems worse. In Thailand, some politicians use border problems to attack their opponents. In Cambodia, some people think the leaders use a conflict to make people feel more nationalist. This strong feeling of national pride can help a government that is not very popular. So the fighting was not just about old maps and land. It was also about power and politics in both countries. 6. A stop to the war. After 5 days of terrible fighting, the leaders of Thailand and Cambodia knew they had to talk. They traveled to Malaysia for an emergency peace meeting. The Prime Minister of Malaysia, Anwar Ibrahim, led the talks. He wanted to help the two countries find a way to stop the war. Representatives from other powerful countries like the United States and China also came to the meeting. The world was watching and wanted the fighting to end. The United States played a very important role. The U.S. President, Donald Trump, got involved directly. He made phone calls to the leaders of both Thailand and Cambodia. He gave them a strong message. Stop the fighting now. President Trump said that if the war continued, the United States might stop trade with their countries. This was a very serious threat. Both Thailand and Cambodia sell many products to the USA. Stop the trade would hurt their economies very badly. This economic pressure helped push both sides to find an agreement quickly. After long and difficult talks, the leaders finally agreed. Thailand's acting Prime Minister, Pomtamwachiachai, and Cambodia's Prime Minister Hun Manet shook hands. They agreed to a ceasefire. This meant all fighting would stop on the night of July 28th. After the agreement, President Trump announced on social media that he was proud to be a president of peace who helped end the war and save many lives. The peace deal included several key steps. First, there was an immediate stop to all fighting. Second, military commanders from both countries had to meet the very next day to talk and build trust. Third, a team of observers from other Southeast Asian countries coordinated by Malaysia would go to the border. Their job was to watch the situation and make sure both sides followed the ceasefire rules. Finally, the countries agreed to have a larger meeting in early August to continue the peace process. Everyone hoped this agreement would be the beginning of a real and lasting peace. 7. A difficult peace. The agreement to stop the war started at midnight on July 28th for the first time in 5 long days. The loud sounds of fighting stopped, but this new peace was very difficult from the beginning. Problems started almost immediately. Just a few hours after the ceasefire began, Thailand's army made an accusation. A spokesperson said that Cambodia broke the important agreement. He said that Cambodian soldiers launched attacks into Thai territory after midnight. He called this a deliberate violation and said it showed a lack of trust. The Thai army reported that its soldiers had to fight back in self-defense. However, Cambodia's government completely denied this. A spokesperson for Cambodia's defense ministry gave a different story. She told reporters that there was no fighting along the border. She said everything had been quiet since the leaders reached the agreement in Malaysia. It was difficult for people to know what was true. For the many people who lived near the border, the situation was very confusing. In some places it was peaceful. In the Cambodian city of Samrom, locals were happy. They confirmed that the sounds of bombs and guns stopped just before midnight. This quiet continued until morning. But in other areas, the feeling was very different. People were still extremely scared and did not trust the ceasefire. The news from the two governments was the opposite. This made many people worry that the big guns could start firing again at any moment. One Thai official, Sarawat Wongcharoen, decided to stay in his safe bunker. "I'm not leaving this bunker yet," he said. "I don't feel confident enough." His fear showed how fragile the peace was. The agreement was new and it could easily break 8. What happens next? The fighting is over for now, but making a lasting peace is very difficult. This ceasefire is only the first step. For a real long-term peace, Thailand and Cambodia must solve their old problems about the border. This is the hardest part because the two countries disagree about maps from over 100 years ago. Strong feelings about their countries make it hard to agree. A major challenge is making sure both sides follow the rules. There is no strong international group to watch the border and enforce the peace. The agreement says a team from ASEAN will observe. This is helpful, but these observers cannot use force to stop fighting if it starts again. They can only watch what happens and write reports. This makes the peace agreement feel weak to some people. To build trust, military commanders from both countries must meet soon. This is a very important test for the ceasefire. The commanders need to talk directly to each other to prevent future misunderstandings. If they can build trust, it will help their soldiers on the ground feel safer. After this informal talk, a more official General Border Committee meeting is planned. These meetings are key to making the border call again. The peace talks show that ASEAN can help solve problems in the region, but also show that ASEAN sometimes needs help from more powerful nations. Pressure from the United States was very important. President Donald Trump's threat to stop trade pushed both countries to find an agreement quickly. China also attended the talks as an observer. When big countries like the U.S. and China get involved, it can make a big difference. The future is not yet clear. The peace is fragile and could easily break. For the people who live near the border, life is still very uncertain. They are afraid that the fighting could start again. Many people are still in evacuation centers and have not returned to their villages. They will wait to see if this peace will last. Do you think international pressure or the will of their own leaders is more important for keeping the peace between Thailand and Cambodia? Hey there, just a second before you go. If you learned something new today, please give this video a like, write your thoughts and comments, and subscribe to the channel. It only takes a second, and it really helps to create even better English videos for you. Your support means the world. Thank you. Thanks for sticking around till the end of the story. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe so you never miss a new story. Have a wonderful day. Take care, and see you next time.